going from Daniel Jacobs, I know you sparred Gervonta Davis as well. He's definitely not as tall, I'm sure, as you were.
Yeah, not as tall as I was, but strong 135, strong 130. He's explosive with every shot that he throws. Broner was also really sharp. Robert Easton was sharp too. I mean, those are top guys that one day I want to be where they once were, or where they are right now. They are at the top of the food chain, and I'm looking forward to be that guy.
Definitely, man. Talk about Gervonta Davis's power. Everyone kind of talks about his power, and he's one of those kind of anomalies that can move weight classes, and it's always there. Talk about that to me.
Well, again, the guy, because he's so short, he's explosive with punches, and that's where the power comes from. When people doesn't see a shot, that's what's knock you out, and he's explosive, like I said, with every shot that he throws. So when people doesn't see it coming is when, the knockouts happen. We saw it in the last fight against Leo Santa Cruz, where Leo was doing an excellent fight. He just dropped the hand. He got a little tired. He got a little lazy. And the explosiveness and quickness of Gervonta took over.
Right. No, it was an incredible fight, that one. Well, what do you think about Gervonta's fight with Mario Barrios? Obviously moving up 2 divisions from 40, kind of tall, long guy, just like Leo, just a whole 10 pounds heavier. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna be an easy night for Gervonta. Gervonta has the skills to get the victory. But again, Barrios is a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's there to fight. But I think the explosiveness, the quickness, and the movement, the IQ of Gervonta is gonna get him the victory.
Let's talk about you kind of coming up, maybe looking like this guy right here.
Yeah,
this guy right here. Yeah,
that was actually like maybe 3 years ago, not
really?
more than that. Yeah. So again, that was like 15 there. I'm 18 now. I just keep growing. I keep getting better. I keep improving as a fighter, and that's just part of the science. That's just part of boxing.
Yeah, definitely, man. When I was talking to your Peter, your manager over there, he was telling me you kind of came up with Teofimo Lopez. Obviously, we're in the camp with George Kambosos and the same the same gym and everything like that. But talk about your relationship with Teofimo and you guys coming up in the amateur.
Yeah, we used to train together at Davy Paul. Great guy, a great brother, big brother to me. I always try to stay in contact with him. He was in my last fight in Vegas that was in February. And man, again, great guy, great dude. George Kambosos was also a big brother to me. I had the opportunity to see them both, work and see the work ethic. And the work ethic for both of them is just amazing. I know June 19th here in Miami is going to be fireworks. They both going to bring the best of each other, and may the best man win.
Yeah, it's going to be an explosive fight, man. He was telling me being the UNTO kind of came up. You did some sparring rounds together. How did those go back? Obviously, you were young. You know what I mean?
I was young when the last time I sparred Tio, he was 132 and I was like 110.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
he
bullied you a little.
Yeah, he wasn't kind of like sparring. He was moving me around.
Right.
But I always tell him we got to run it back.
Yeah. Now that I'm a man now.
Yeah. Now that I'm big. Yeah. Again, great brother to me. Great brother. The same way with George, and I just can't wait to see them put on a show June 19th.
Tell me, just your kind of sparring now. Like now, you're kind of the guy that some of these guys at the position that you want to be in. Obviously, champions Sean Porter, Gervonta Davis, guys like that. Talk to me about just kind of your recent sparring with Sean Porter. How did that go? And just being in the ring with a veteran like that.
Man, he meant a lot. He meant the world to me. Knowing that a future Hall of Famer, somebody that I look up to, had said yes. I want to spar. He was amazing. It was amazing. He brought the best out of me. We worked hard and we pushed each other. And he told me after the training, after the sparring, that he wanted to bring me back into training camp. So once he has a fight, hopefully I'll be in that camp.
Yeah, that's some great mentorship, bro. Great person to learn from for sure. Peter was also telling me you've gone as high as sparring with Daniel Jacobs. Man, that guy's that's a big jump.
That's a big guy. When I first met him, I was expecting like a massive guy, and exactly that. He was massive, but he wasn't as tall as I thought he was going to be. He was around my height, but you could see the size difference. I stand right next to him, and he looked huge. He looked like Hulk, and I looked like Iron Man. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It's been amazing. Learning from all these guys that they have been at the top. They have been at the top level for a long time, and getting that experience. Learning from them and getting better and as a fighter and as a person, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, man. No, you see the development. You know what I mean in the ring. It comes out in the ring. Another fight, maybe a month after that, August 21st. Man, the legend Manny Pacquiao fought. The legend, the other legend Cotto. How does that fight go with Pacquiao versus Spence?
Man, it was going to be a great fight. I do believe that Pacquiao is going to win. He has the athleticism. He has all the skills. He has the quickness. He has the power. And at 42 years old, he's still showing that he can hang in there with the best guys. I mean, he showed it. He showed it last time out with Thurman, and I think he's going to show it again with Spence.
Yeah, man, definitely. Future fight, I've heard you kind of mention a possibility of maybe taking on Saul Canelo Alvarez, and I like that. I like that kind of, aiming for the top, being the young man that you are yourself. What weight does that fight come on, and how does it play out?
I do believe that fight will take place at 168. Maybe in the future, maybe I'll say in 5-6 years. That will be a fight. That will be a dream come true to me. He also beat my favorite fighter, Miguel Cotto. And so I want to take a little revenge for Puerto Rico. And I think that will be a fight that will be a dream.
Well, as a kid watching that fight against Cotto and Canelo, obviously Canelo got the victory. Yes. But did that kind of process start already? Like, I'm gonna get this back for you.
100%. Yes, 100%. I said the same thing when Pacquiao beat Canelo. When Pacquiao beat Cotto. But it's a little too late now. I don't think Pacquiao is gonna be there anymore by the time I get there. But I think Canelo will still be around.
Yeah, he'll get it. Yeah. Well, now, so that's another question. Is it you or your boy, Edgar Berlanga, who do you feel is going to get that fight? Because Berlanga's kind of already at that weight class, making that noise already.
Well, I think Berlanga is going to get the opportunity first, and I do believe that in a couple of years he will win that fight. He's already at that level. He's already getting close to that contender stage, and taking a fight against Canelo will mean a lot, not just for him, but for me and for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man, we haven't had a good Mexico-Puerto Rico fight for a while like that, man. Yes. So that's going to be good, brother. Xander, man, tell the fans where they can follow you and see the journey up to June 12th.
100%. You guys can follow me in social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Xander Zayas. Don't miss it, June 12th. I'm going to put on a show and show everybody why I'm the number one prospect and why I'm going to win prospect of the year.
Yeah, everyone get on the team now. Yes, sir. Thank you, Xander. I appreciate your time, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Well, tell me about your man, bro. He's getting a title eliminator shot. Should be a good fight. Good former champ.
Well, yeah, he's ready. He learned from his last one. He was so confident fighting Mario Barrios that we honestly thought we won that fight. But it is what it is. We have to overcome those. And coming back, he's ready. He's trained really hard. Had a great camp, and we're looking forward to another world title. That's why he's here. He's working hard. His mindset is ready. We made some adjustments, and we're gonna execute it tomorrow. So,
having had a close look at Barrios, obviously in his last fight, break down the main event tomorrow or Saturday night for him.
To me, the main event is gonna be a very interesting one. Very interesting one because. Honestly, I know GERVONTA Davis is very tough and strong, but he's not a 140 pounder. You know, Mario Barrios. If Mario uses his reach and keeps him at distance, I think Mario can pull it off. Honestly, I believe that Mario can win this fight if he has great conditioning and if he's in top shape and he's not struggling for the weight, he should win because GERVONTA Davis is strong, but he's not an actual 140 pounder. To me, he's a 126, 130 pounder, and I don't think his punches will do damage to Mario. But if Mario's in great condition and he can use his distance and keep him offside, I think Mario will beat him.
I got a couple fights I got to get your take on, man. The biggest fight, the trilogy, Wilder versus Fury. How does that fight play out, do you think?
Oh, Fury's gonna win again because I mean on the last one, I think Fury took everything away from Wilder, man. He took his soul, and after a beating like that, you will not come back with the same. You'll have a trauma in his head already. You know, I've seen it before. I've seen it since Jeff Lacey fought Joe Calzaghe, and it's like, I mean, once you take a beating like that, your mind is no longer the same. You're no longer the same. He's gonna come back, and I mean that trauma is gonna be there. And I think Fury will beat him, will beat Wilder.
Do you think it's any different than when Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz and he was stopped the recovery time that, you know, could give him one shit? You know, Deontay Wilder having a year and a half off with the league will be able to come back in there and get
I don't think so. As a former boxer, I can tell you this: it could be 2 years, 3 years, and you will never that will never come out, and that will never be forgotten. Anthony Joshua with Andy Ruiz, that was just he thought it was gonna be an easy fight. I can see it from the beginning. Even walking in the ring before they announce him, I mean, it's like he's the last minute replacement. Andy Ruiz is the last minute replacement, so he's there like saying, "Man, I'm gonna fight this guy. Come on," you know. So he was too confident that was an easy fight. He never expected Andy to do what he did, and when he realized that it was too late, he was already hurt, so he didn't recover. So on the second one, he decided to box, you know, and be smart. But even though he went in the ring for the second fight, he knew that Andy Ruiz is a threat, so he decided to do a smart move, you know, box him around, keep him away, and that's what happens. But on the Fury Wilder, I don't think Wilder will recover from this last beating, and I think that the same outcome is going to come. Same.
So what's different from Wilder taking one loss than most fighters taking one loss?
It was just the way. It was just the way of the beating that he had.
Goodbye and the spam calls. Hello to a phone plan with built-in spam blocking. See you later.
That he took that night, you know, it was bad. It was brutal. I mean, sometimes fighters, you know, take a loss, but not with such damage that he took that night. That will leave a scar in your mind forever. So, and it builds the confidence on Fury to come in and say, okay, I did it once, I'll do it again, and he already knows.
I think it motivated Deontay.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, when you got that magnitude of a fight, you have to show some motivation, obviously. But behind your mind, there's always that, man, you know, that the last time was hard. You know, let's see how it goes. Let's try it. And sometimes when the tough gets going, you have to push through. Regardless, you're already in the ring. What Wilder needs to do on this one, he needs to be smarter than the first one. How? He needs to be more cautious. He needs to pick his shots and not get reckless like he did, because he was reckless in the first one. He was getting in there reckless. Instead of getting in there and trying to look for the knockout, be smart. Pick your shots. You know, frustrate Fury, frustrate him, and put in the work. You know, don't go in there trying to look for the knockout in the early round, because since he knows that he has the power, he tried to look for the knockout in the early rounds, and what happens? He unloads and he wears out. And then when he's wore out, that's when Fury starts freaking out, you know? So he needs to just basically pace himself for 12 rounds, be smart, and pick the right shots.
Well, you're one of the few coaches that has a victory over Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao facing Ultimate. What advice do you give going into the title?
Look, all I can tell you is this. I saw Manny Pacquiao last fight against Keith Thurman, and he's all the credit to Manny Pacquiao, a great fighter, a great warrior, a legend. At his age, we're 42 years old, still fighting young fighters like Earl Spence. We saw against Keith Thurman that he was dominating the early rounds. And what happens in the later rounds? That's what happens. You know, it's age. is the age. He's fighting against a solid 147 pounder on Earl Spence, and I think he's gonna give Earl Spence trouble in the early rounds. But towards the later rounds, the same thing's gonna happen. Age is gonna kick in, and Earl Spence is gonna take over.
I like that assessment because not many people are saying Pacquiao's age is going to be a difference in this fight.
Oh, it is. Well, I saw it on the Thurman fight.
Okay.
On the Thurman fight, if you go back and watch the Thurman fight, Manny Pacquiao was very, very elusive, strong, and fast in the early rounds, and then towards the end of the round, Thurman was, landing some great shots, and he was hurting him. But that's because of the age. You gotta understand, Manny Pacquiao has over 60 fights. Every fight comes with a territory. He's a training camp, wear and tear. So, 42 years old, any day age kicks in and you're done. I've seen it with Sergio Martinez, with Miguel Cotto, with everybody. There's a fight where age kicks in and that's it. And Manny Pacquiao is showing those symptoms already, even from his last fight against Thurman. I saw it, and I see, like I said, Manny Pacquiao can still put in a fight in the early rounds, but I don't think he'll hurt Earl Spence because Earl Spence is physically strong. He's young, but I think that in the early rounds he's going to give him problems. But after the 5th, 6th round, I think Earl Spence is going to start, dominating, but not because of the style. It's because of the age. Because Manny Pacquiao is already 42 years old.
Talk about my last one, man. Canelo potentially versus Caleb Plant. It seems like that's the fight. Unification at 168. How does that fight play out?
The same as last. I guarantee you, Canelo has too much confidence. Canelo will walk him down with patience like he did to BJ Saunders. The same thing that happened to BJ Saunders is going to happen to Caleb Plant. That's it.
Who is Canelo's biggest threat in your mind?
The only one that can give Canelo is Benavidez. Benavidez is the only fighter that I see that can give Canelo problems, but at the end, Canelo will beat him too.
What does Benavidez have that all these other fighters don't?
Confidence, height, and he has a lot of balls. All right, everything good?
How y'all feeling? Appreciate it. Getting close to the fight day. How y'all feeling over there?
See you guys, huh?
Thank you, bro. All right. Virgil, what do you, man, I feel like Mario has all the tools, all the size, everything he needs for this fight. Talk to me about, just kind of a smaller guy, shorter guy like that coming up 2 weight classes to be your champion.
Well, it's just the same fight. You have to take the fight serious. You can't look at the fact that GERVONTA is coming up 2 weight classes. You got to look at his accomplishments and his names and throw the weight classes out the window, even though they do mean something. But it could be for us or against us. It all depends on how we prepared for it. I think we prepared right. And I think the most intriguing thing about this fight is it's a wait and see. I think that's the position a lot of people are settling on, waiting and seeing. Of course, you got your people who predict a Davis victory, a knockout, and that's understandable. But I think that Mario's power is way up there. He's definitely the hardest puncher that Davis has ever faced. So it's going to be an interesting fight because he's not going to back down, and he's going to fight a smart fight at the same time.
We saw versus Leo Santa Cruz that he was just coming forward on Gervonta, making him a bit uncomfortable. Is that what you're going to do coming on Saturday night, telling Mario Barrios, hey, it's not the first bell, you got to come forward throughout the night?
Well, look, the Santa Cruz fight was considered. It was definitely looked at. He was coming forward, but he still was getting touched with breakdown punches punches that broke him down, particularly for body. So I think in one respect it worked for him, but in the other respect it kind of made it easy for Davis. He was looking for him. So I don't think we took that approach all the way, but it was definitely considered in instances in the fight.
Do you think Gervonta's power will travel up the 2 weight classes to 140?
Hard to say. Very hard to say. Mario came from 122, but he really was a 140 pounder, sweating down to 122, so he carried his power with him. But it's hard to say. I don't like to guess and speculate. I like to deal with it in the moment. And in the moment is when we'll be able to tell and know.
Fight, I just got to get your take on it. Canelo versus Plant seems to be next. For Canelo, going to unify the super middleweight division. Talk to me about that fight.
Are they already signed?
No, it's a potential. If it were to happen, break down that fight.
Well, I think it'll be better than the last fight with Sanders for sure. I think Plant is competitive and skilled enough to make a good fight out of it. Like naturally, you'd have to favor Canelo. I mean, right now he's in the driver's seat as far as planning his own career, planning his fight schedule. He's been busy, which keeps you sharp. And he does have advantages coming from 175 back down and everything like that. So I think Plant's best chance is to utilize the good jab he has. Box smart. Hopefully he can put a dent in the armor and get the respect that he needs. But strategy-wise and physically, he does have some attributes and gifts that can make it an interesting fight.
Along with that fight, there's a big fight coming up in July, trilogy of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Give us your thoughts on that as well.
Another interesting fight. I'm not one to predict anything like that. The consensus would favor Fury based on the last fight, but there were so many things that happened. I think in that fight, I think that you have to look at this one as a brand new fight because you can't not take Wilder's words as just empty talk. He was adamant about how he felt about certain things, and regardless of what it looks like and what it seems like, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. So whether all these allegations are true or not remains to be seen, but the good thing about it is that there's another fight that's going to answer all these questions. So right now, based on the last fight, you'd have to favor Fury. But again, we know that Wilder's working hard. We know that he has the potential ability to turn a fight around. It's 12 rounds. He can conceivably get his shots through and upset the apple cart. So we'll have to see.
First, what do you Manny Pacquiao, 42 years old, still taking on the biggest challenges that you possibly can, and how do you feel that fight?
I think what's interesting about this fight is that Pacquiao at his age has been off a long time, and that has to hurt him. If he can overcome that and be sharp and skilled and fight the way he fought Thurman, I'd be very surprised. It took him a long time. I think Errol got that first fight off his back since the accident. I expect him to be sharp, not as rusty. So my logic says you have to deal with Errol's spirit. And Pacquiao got to prove that he can do Errol's spirit.
Reflecting on the last fight at 130, do you think his power will transfer over to 140 than this being?
I just answered that over there, but to answer the question, I think it's a win situation. It's hard to say. Reports that we got out of his camp that he was hitting real good and was punching hard and everything. So we have to be prepared for the hardest hitting Davis. He might punch hard, who knows? He doesn't have to struggle to make weight. He doesn't have to dry out. So he's got a lot of advantages coming into the fight. Whereas we got to make weight, we got to rehydrate. He doesn't have that issue. So even if he's not punching at his hardest, it would be an ideal situation for him because to make weight, it might add up to be a little bit more effective. But I think the best time to find out is to fight.
How's Barrios' weight cut work coming back? Leading up this fight,
It's going well. It's going well. He'll make it easy.
Virgil, if Ward came back to something like Canelo's ruling the division that he used to rule, what about a match between Canelo and Ward?
I love Oldcastle, so I booked a trip to Scotland. But I also love pina coladas using free hotel.
They're not coming back. That's number one. I can't speak on it, but of course he'll get my God's side of things. I said if he never quit fighting, all things are equal on the playing field. But, I think that he wins that fight. There's no disrespect to Canelo. I have to go with my kid. It's just a personal thing. It's not me being just adamant about we gonna win. It's just personal because he's my grandson. So that's no disrespect to Canelo. But it would be a fight that I would have liked to see.
Virgil, along those lines, has Ward ever thought about doing an exhibition match? It seems like that's the popular thing this year.
No.
Not at all? No chance?
He's doing well at ESPN. He's close to boxing, so he doesn't miss it. He's getting compensated almost every other week. So, and then you have to be a social guy to make that situation work for you. You have to have connections to make the money. I mean, that was phenomenal, the money that they made on an exhibition like that. So, I don't see that in this future at all.
Going back to the question I asked about Canelo, there's a few names out there. David Benavidez, there's as well David Benavidez, Paul, Caleb Plant, obviously. Which of those names stands out the most that could probably be beatable, that could beat Canelo?
Well, I'd like to see the Benavidez fight, Canelo and Benavidez. And Bivol, if he can make the 168 class. I think those right now, on paper, in my eyesight, stand as the most competitive fights and a chance to really intrigue the boxing world and the boxing fans on who's going to win. I mean, can you imagine Benavidez and Canelo going at it? Both of them have attributes that offset the other. So I think that would be a great fight.
That seems like the only open fight that would make sense if he was to make that move. Like, I don't see Canelo giving him the shot.
Well, I have to go on what he said. He said he's going to stay at middleweight for the time being, and that's where he's comfortable at. And right now, I guess it would take a lot of money to entice him.
All right, he gets another shot at World Title Eliminator. Again, he's going to be waiting for the state of he'll be fighting on his various WBA Super Lightweight World Championship Title Eliminator.
So you said, on Showtime All Access, you said at 130 I didn't give a lot of respect because El Santa Cruz was too small. Now you're going up 2 weight classes to face Mario Barrios, a bigger fight. You still feel like people are going to give you respect after this fight?
They should, but it really doesn't matter. I'm just here to keep doing my thing and what satisfies me, But he's a young champion. He's 26. He's on 40. He's up 2 weight classes. So if they don't give me my respect after this, then I don't know. I don't know what I got to do.
The biggest talk is you're moving up 2 weight classes tell us, give us your thoughts on what made you decide that against Mario Barrios.
I mean, you know, a lot of people were saying that, you know, Leo was, you know, too small, you know, so we just wanted, you know, we say I'm great, or I say I'm great, so it's time for me to prove, you know, so that's why we're going up 2 weight classes, you know, to put on the bridge forward.
Going up 2 weight classes, you feel pretty good being able to eat and kind of be able to just fill in the, not worry about it, I guess, as much?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, you know, this is my first time, you know, actually fighting in this big weight class, you know, so it definitely feels good to be able to just, you know, focus on boxing and, you know, staying sharp my tools.
Are you here to stay at 140, or do you feel like 135 is your landing place?
It just depends on, you know, the opportunity. Whatever opportunity I have at 140 or 135, I definitely take it.
When you fought your last fight against Leo Santa Cruz, it felt like you kind of had the uppercut in your pocket, you know, kind of the whole night. It seemed like that was you were kind of looking for. You kind of socked him, and eventually it came. Is that kind of the style we're going to see here against Davis, or do you have to maybe employ something else, being that he's a bigger guy?
It's not really I had nothing in my pocket. It was just the shots that he was, you know, he came in, he was coming in, so I was timing him. So it just depends on what Mario Barrios bring that night, you know. So if he come in, you know, and open for anything, if he open for an uppercut, I'm gonna definitely throw it, you know. So it's just about me taking them chances.
You get a lot of love from fighters. I know Canelo gives you a lot of love. I know you're a fan of his as well. Talk about that, getting the admiration from, you know, a lot of people say the best comp fighter in the world.
I mean, you know, good fighters recognize good fighters. You know, so I always admire Canelo because he has good skills and things like that. So we never met personally, but you know, the feelings is mutual. Our fight, what we think about each other, fighting style and stuff like that. So definitely shout out to Canelo, you know, and all the other great fighters out there.
Tank, you have a you have power in both hands. How confident are you that you can carry that? You went up 2 weight classes on Saturday.
I don't know. I just got wait and see.
GERVONTA Davis versus Barrios. Again, this event is brought to you by the American Champions, name of the promotions, TGP Promotions, GTP Promotions.
Wearing the Easy Easter. Talk about that. Why the Easy Easter?
It's Friday. Doors open at 12 at Tabernacle. Walking into Lucky Street, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia, and of course, Saturday the 26th, doors open at 5 p.m. The award-winning State Farm Arena Showtime pay-per-view 9 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific time.
You want me to repeat your question again? Yeah, so you have power in both of your punches. How confident are you that come Saturday night you're going to still possess that power? Look for a knockout or display your power in the ring?
I mean, I just got to wait and see. I know I spar people in the gym that's, you know, 140, but it's actually different when you actually fight. So I just got to wait and see if I can't get him out of there. I'm definitely not looking to get him out of there because he's a bigger fighter, but if I catch him and hurt him, you know, we all know that.
Look very comfortable being here. Is it due to, you know, the time in Atlanta? Could it be also because of the weight? So much weight?
Breaking news is always on 11 Alive at 11. Tonight on 11 Alive.
Dropbox Business keeps your team connected, whether they're working from home, in the office, or even on.
I don't know, it's just me. It's just me getting the hang of this whole thing. It's like every fight I get more comfortable and comfortable. You know, you see it. It's not just Facebook. It really doesn't matter where I fight at, but I'm actually getting comfortable as I'm continue to fight.
You do very well under pressure. Come Saturday night, you know, you come to get in Atlanta, you're looking to put up a brilliant display from your fans.
I just want to go out there and give them a good fight, no matter what. You know, just go out there and give them the best me. You know, and be able to show them that I'm ready with what I say I am. And that's great.
GERVONTA, I've heard you say that it got personal because of something Barrios is trained to say. But what did he say?
He said his trainer said something about brush my head to the white meat. You know, so when I heard that, it was like, now you don't care about my well-being. You know, so now it turned it more like intense. You know, it's not just a fight. You know, you're gonna see more than this.
You turned it up more.
Yeah. two guys boxing. It's gonna be worse than that.
You turned it up more in the gym after you heard that?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Gervonta. Thank you.
Bitch, come get it back in blood. Black man stood on Dodge, rich niggas know who it was. So shit just like the 80s, want some back, get it in blood. Yeah, you know you took this shit, you come get it
Got some time on the street, bitch. Jimmy taking Jesus, block, put a bullet clip, one let me bitch, a hoe, red ass, you know I ain't good, she might smoke, so I'm to the ocean. Got some time on the street, bitch. Jimmy taking Jesus, block, put a bullet clip, one let me bitch, a hoe, red ass, you know I ain't good, she might smoke, so I'm to the ocean. Get a gun, she don't get it, say she left a person named, you know I'm playing, we can go that first, I bust the you. For the plus, she living out the park, is getting dark. My fuck on my lap, I'm just thinking smart, so she hop out. She switching this shit. She got 2 minutes. If she ain't back out, then she don't need a lift. She left her phone, so I picked it up. This whole stuff is fuck, and it's cost 3 up for 1. But the 6 ain't done. I house and I see a truck. It's just pulling up, so I hop out. A big goofy nigga, he trying to look tough. I'm like, what he trying to do? So I pressed my move, but he kept walking. He don't want no smoke, boy. He not pulling proof. Guess it comes from the street. Bitch, Jimmy taking Jesus, put a bullet clip, but I'm telling me this bitch a hoe, red ass, you know I ain't good, she wanna smoke, so I'm to the ocean, got a time from the street, bitch, Jimmy taking Jesus, put a bullet clip, but I'm telling me this bitch a hoe, red ass, you know I ain't good, she wanna smoke, so I'm to the
Leave me out the comments, leave me out the nonsense, speaking out of context. People need
You guys all right?
niggas trying to keep up, shit is out of context. Make the best concept.
Calvin Ford, man, we're here about 3 days away from the huge fight, literally the biggest fight Gervonta's ever been in weight-wise. Man, we asked Gervonta, he didn't, he couldn't really say, but you're the man holding the pads, man. How's Gervonta's power at 140?
It's always been good. It's things that we know that people don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He sparred heavyweights, light heavyweights. A lot of people he sparred, since he was a kid. So this is just doing it in real life in front of the fans and whatnot.
You said he sparred heavyweights, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What heavyweights? Any names you can throw out to me?
I can't do that, Can't do that. But in the gym for sparring and stuff, Tank don't have a problem getting in the ring with anybody.
Right. How just as seeing him as a trainer, obviously been with him this whole time, is he a happier guy in this camp being at 140? He doesn't have to worry about weight so much?
He's understanding life. Nobody gave him a manual how to be a man. So, he's going through his bumps and bruises and he's coming out on them. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing I just want him to do is just learn from his mistakes and be great.
Mm-hmm.
Be great in his own way. And so far, so good, he's doing it.
With Barrios, obviously very tall, very long, similar to Leo in that sense, but they're just a little extra, right?
A Santa.
Right, a lot bigger Santa Cruz. Obviously, the plan worked for Leo when that fight happened. Is it a similar?
Well, the difference is he got Virgil in his corner. That's the only difference. That's the only difference to me.
Okay.
That's the only difference. Leo's going to hold on to his zero, and he's going to hold on to his belt. We got to see that night. night who won it the most.
You say that about Virgil. I feel like that's a lot of respect between trainers.
Yes.
Is you game recognize game, right?
Right.
Yeah. Talk about just Virgil and
Well,
just game planning against Virgil.
Virgil already put the work in from having Ward, being on that level now. So I way how my team look at it. My partner is passing the baton to us once we do what we do.
Right, definitely, man. Just quickly, if I could get you to take on a couple fights, Spence.
Great fight, can't wait. I'm a student.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Talk about just Pacquiao taking on this challenge at 42.
Again, Pacquiao was on his way out. He decided to fight Spence. It's a good thing to show, greatness, passing it on to keep greatness going. It's going to be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought Thurman was going to give Pacquiao a hard way to go. It looked that way, So it's a good fight for a boxing fan, for people that know Pacquiao as a person than a boxer. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't come out for that fight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. Another one, Wilder Fury, the trilogy.
Another one.
How does that play out?
I got Wilder winning that.
How?
Well, I've seen him doing different stuff that he didn't do in his camp, so he's a little bit more loose in that, Only thing I just got to see is going to translate in the ring.
I hear a lot of trainers say that. I hear a lot of boxing people say that. Maybe from the outside in. What is it different that you see in the training videos that he's releasing?
Well, a lot of times it depends on his right hand, but stuff that I'm saying that he's been being taught some different things. Hopefully that's been translated in the ring that night.
All right, and my last one, man. Canelo potentially should be facing Plant, hopefully for Unified super middleweight division. If that fight would play out.
Another difficult fight for Plant. You know what I'm saying? But again, he's got talent too, and it's good for the sports too because he's fighting a guy that can actually got a little bit slick skills like Canelo too. So I'm waiting to see how that unfold. But Plant, he's a good fighter. He went through the test to get where he at and whatnot. So I'm waiting to see how that unfold too.
As a boxing head, are any of those stick out as the one, as the fight? Those last three is.
Pacquiao and Spence.
Yeah.
Pacquiao and Spence. Those are the fights I want to see.
Yes, Calvin, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
We spoke months of times. Open workout, you and I have talked personally about Gervonta. Is this full circle Gervonta Davis person as fighter on the scene? A complete circle here, or there's still touchable here? We got a great mentor, we got a great team. Right there, we just have to make it one step at a time. These goals they put in front of us. We just show people what he's up to. Now we have Barrios in the ring earlier. You say that Gervonta is a moment coming up with big classes. He's the one that has to prove something. Is he correct? I don't think that he has something to prove. We just want to make sure we have strength for Atlanta. Came back to Atlanta for show off for Atlanta. And last time we were in Atlanta, it was I thought it was I'm looking for him to put on that concept like heavy. And kids come out and they see the right move like that. I don't like that fight. That's not I look forward to seeing you work on Saturday. Thank you for the time. And thank you for being a mention not only here, but the kids worldwide. We appreciate all the time and the personal conversation we've had discussing your personal relationship with him. It means a lot more to us than everybody else in the world. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Atlanta. Thank you, Calvin. You made it. How you doing? Again, Gervonta Davis 24-0, 23 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Towards the end of the main event, 9 p.m. Eastern on Showtime, 6 p.m. Pacific. Live in the World State Park of here in Atlanta. Brought to you by TGD Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, GTD Promotions, distributed by Showtime Pay-Per-View and presented by Premier Boxing Champions. I got a couple of questions with GERVONTA St. Davis. He takes off his gloves. Again, he's one half of the main event on Saturday. We talked in the open workout about your maturity and about how you're becoming a little bit more of an open person as far as allowing people in your life, allowing people to help you train. How do you feel right now coming back to Atlanta knowing that you sold that place, how 14,000 people, tickets are almost gone?
Check the box regardless. And in the fight with Jason Rosario, what is something that you most have expected? Seeing him get stopped last fight. What do you think we're going to
I mean, we work on everything. It's not just one thing we're working on. We're working on everything. We want to go out there and just be our best. Everything's clicking on all cylinders right now. I feel like I'm ready to fight. I've been ready to fight weeks ago. So I think everything's going to show on Saturday night.
Do you assess any film from him?
I've seen enough. Not just with the Charlo fight, but I've seen enough with Southpaws he's fought, other guys he's fought. So I know what to do. I know what to go out there and do on Saturday night for sure.
You're coming out from 5 wins, 3 stoppages. Yeah. Are you looking to continue that Saturday night?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? I'm a winner. I'm a competitor. I come out there. I want to get the fans a show, and also want to go out there and be my best and go out there with no scratches on my face, but still come out the W, and more so a stoppage or a knockout.
You have only one loss. People talk about you being your only loss in the way it happened. How's that affecting you moving forward as far as your motivation?
It definitely motivated me big time, because I know my abilities. I know what I'm capable of. So I just went out there and I went back to the drawing board after my loss and just took it all in and just understood how serious the sport is and how betraying and how unforgiving the sport is. So I knew I had to go out there and just had to go back to the drawing board and get better and just do things a lot different and take my career to another level. That's what I did. That's why I collected 5 wins in a row. I'm looking to make it my 6th on Saturday night, and I'm looking to make it impressive.
Erickson, you're wearing the Marvelous Marvin hat, the war.
Only Southpaws can wear this. Yeah, but Marvin Hagler is one of my favorite fighters. I watched him a lot during camp. I watch him almost every camp. I watch him. I watch all the old time greats, and Marvin Hagler is one of my favorites, especially Southpaws.
What about him or his style that you feel you're taking or mentality? What is?
It's his mentality. I love his mentality. He goes in there and he ain't no bullshitter. He gonna give it to you raw, and he come ready to fight. No excuses, never. And that's what I like the most about Marvin Hagler.
The undisputed fight for your weight class, man, is happening July 17th now versus Castaño. Break down that fight for me. How does that?
I mean, I don't really know what I mean, made the best man win. Made the best man win. I just know that I got a business on Saturday night, and then we can talk about, me fighting the winner.
Do you almost maybe root for Jermell to try to get?
Everybody asks me that question. Everybody asks me that question. Yeah, I do want some get back though, for sure. Whether it's now, whether it's later. I know that that's something I do want in my career is a rematch with Jermell Charlo. But right now, I'm gonna focus on Rosario. I'm gonna go and do my thing on Saturday night.
Talk about, man, being the co-main event of this huge pay-per-view. A lot of eyes gonna be on you. So
yeah, for sure.
Does that add any?
No pressure. No pressure. It adds a little bit of motivation because I know a lot of people gonna be watching. It's a stacked card. The 54 division's watching. The world's watching. And, I'm just gonna go out there and just be comfortable and be my best. I come out with a W.
How does the W come? Jack or Sledge?
Both gonna do the job. They both ready, man. These boys are itching right now.
How far ago that was?
Next question.
That's the same thing you said the last episode.
Next question.
Which one's Jack? Which one's show him off?
Jack right here. Sledge right here. You don't want to get hit by these.
How's it been for you in Atlanta, man? Is this the first time you fought down here?
Yeah, it's my first. But I had a lot of amateur fights out here. But it's my first time as a professional fighting out here. The coaches out here, man. There's a lot of my people out here, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait to perform in front of them. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad. I'm happy to be a part of this.
Last one for me, Eric. So the main event, man. How does the main event go?
That's a nice main event. Tank's there to be great. You want to go up to 140. Skip a weight class and try to conquer another weight class. So kudos to him. I'm sure he can pull it out. But Mario Barrios is a tough task, and he's coming ready to fight, and I'm sure he wants to win.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bro. Man, again, bro, again.
Sit down or just
high risk, high reward fight. 26 victories, no defeats, 17 knockouts. He is the defending undefeated WBA.
Like you said, this is a huge opportunity overall. I'm very excited. This is a very winnable fight for me, regardless of what everybody is saying. And I'm just excited, to be back in the ring, to be here in Atlanta. It's a great opportunity.
Do you think people underestimate your size? You're a true 140, they underestimate your size?
I think so. I think it's not going to be until people see us both in the ring, combine that they're going to really realize, how much size I have, for 140.
Mario, do you feel almost? You said that kind of almost. You feel almost disrespected that people kind of counted you out when he's the guy coming up 2 weight classes. You're the champion.
Yeah, no. Somehow, he's still the favorite. Even though he is the challenger in this fight. But I just take it as a motivation.
Mario, what advantage did you have on Saturday night? Tank Davis, although he's moving up to weight classes.
Likewise, just reach. Those are the major advantages. But like I said, just as dangerous as he is, just as explosive, just as fast, and I'll be able to show that come fight night.
When opportunity came around, when they called you, hey, Gervonta Davis, Tracy, what did you say?
Oh man, I was like, let's do it. I was like, but I'm not going down 135. And then that's when they're like, nah, he's gonna come up. And I was like, yeah, man, even better.
You've been on this undercard before, so what have you seen, that you can take it to this fight on this undercard? You've seen the fight before.
Yeah, no, I've seen him fight plenty of times. Like I said, he's a great fighter. He's been very successful in the lower weight divisions with smaller opponents. But this is a different fight for him as well.
do you feel that being his last fight, he was against a tall, long guy like yourself, but obviously 130 pounds in Leo Santa Cruz, and he had some issues there until he got Leo out of there. I feel like, did that give you any confidence or strategy, kind of seeing that and kind of maybe taking something from Leo Santa Cruz's performance again?
I didn't take too much away from the Santa Cruz fight. I mean, I feel like he fought Santa Cruz, the way he did because he didn't respect Santa Cruz's power. But with our fight, he's gonna have no other choice. But I mean, he's not gonna fight me the same way he fought Santa Cruz. And whatever he does come fight night, I'm gonna have to adapt.
Do you feel that you get all the credit you deserve? Being that he is moving up to weight classes and all this stuff, I mean, I feel like you said, he's favored to win, so you better get the credit, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I should, but I mean, that's a boxing fan for you, man.
I know a lot of talk has been about the size of the fight. The sense that maybe my size from your size is still being
I think that's definitely one thing that hasn't been highlighted just as much, as my size, but just as powerful. I've been boxing just as long as he has, and I have extra boxing IQ as well whenever I step in the ring.
What about him do you feel, I don't know, is maybe the biggest thing to look out for
just knowing, at any time, maybe GERVONTA, from round 1 to round 12, he's a dangerous fighter. It only takes one punch, to change the fight, and he definitely has that one punch. Last question. I mean, I don't know. I'll find that out come find that, but I mean, we prepared, as if he is.
Cool. Thank you guys. Mario. Thank you for all the time.
She don't get it. Say she left a person named her. You know I'm playing. We can go that first. I was thinking for the plus. She live by the park. It's getting dark. My pop on my lap. I'm just thinking smart. So she switching this shit. This shit. She got 2 minutes. If she get back out, then she don't need a lift. She left her phone. So I picked it up. This whole stuff was small. And it's cost 3 up for one. Other 6 ain't done. And I see a truck. It's just pulling up. So I hopped out. A big goofy nigga. He trying to look tough. I'm like, what he trying to do? So I pushed my move, but he kept walking. He don't want no smoke, boy. He not bulletproof. Guess it comes from the street, bitch. She can take the cheese, roll close. Put her in the clip. Well, don't let me this bitch a hoe. Mad ass, like, you know I ain't gonna smoke. So I to the office. Guess it comes from the street, bitch. She can take the cheese, roll close. Put her in the clip. Well, don't let me this bitch a hoe. Mad ass, like, you know I ain't gonna smoke. So I to the office.
Give me out of comments, give me out of nonsense, speaking out of context. We got our niggas trying to keep up shit in context. We spoke a bunch of times. Open workout, you and I have talked personally about Gervonta. Is this former circle Gervonta Davis person as fighter on the scene? They have 3 circles here, but they're still touchable here.
You know what I'm saying? We got a great mentor, we got a great team. Right there, we just have to make it one step at a time. These goals they put in front of us, and just show what he's doing.
Now we had Barrios earlier. He say that Gervonta is the one with the pressure coming up 2-weight classes. He's the one that has to prove something. Is he correct?
I don't think it.
Tonight we're making some bacon wrapped green beans.
Putting this tenderloin on.
I'm gonna roast these carrots.
This stuff's gonna be delicious.
Now it's the downtime and the fun time.
Have a cocktail, relax by the pool.
Perfect.
Check out this beauty.
Food brings people together. It's the one thing we.
He has something to prove. I'm looking for him. Like have people and kids come out and you see the right move like man, that's I don't like that hype. No, that's not
I was looking forward to seeing you work on Saturday. Thank you for the time. I thank you for being a mention not only to him, but the kids worldwide. We appreciate all the time and the personal conversation we've had discussing your personal relationship with Tank. He's a lot more to us than everybody else in the world.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Calvin. Oh, you made it. How you doing? This ain't no delicious. This shit just this shit that you choking ain't got to keep it.
Again, GERVONTA Tank Davis, 24-0, 23 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Folks, he is the main event, 9 p.m. Eastern on Showtime, 6 p.m. Pacific, live from the award-winning State Farm Arena here in Atlanta. Brought to you by GTD Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, GTD Promotions, distributed by Showtime Pay-Per-View and presented by Premier Boxing Champions. I got a couple of questions with GERVONTA Tank Davis. He takes off his gloves. Again, he's one half of the main event on Saturday. We talked in the open workout about your maturity and about how you're becoming a little bit more of an open person as far as allowing people in your life, allowing people to help you train. How do you feel right now coming back to Atlanta knowing that you sold that place out, 14,000 people, tickets are almost gone? What's going through your mind as you're 2 days ago? The tickets are almost gone, man.
I'm just excited to be in this position, to be able to get a fan they want to see. That's an exciting fight. Atlanta showed me that love the last time I came, so why not come back? This one of my toughest fight on paper, so I'll be ready, and hopefully we'll get a fan they want to see.
Now, you went back to Las Vegas again for your camp on All Access and the workouts you're having, the interviews you're having with reporters there in Vegas. I've been there, I've heard you. You're becoming more susceptible to being there, to actually becoming away from Baltimore, away from even here in Atlanta, becoming a more subdued person, being able to open up, having your daughter there. It's becoming almost a change of life for you out there.
Yeah, it's definitely, Vegas is definitely a boxing town. My team out there, Mayweather Promotions, my personal team out there. So we are the family, we are, we train together, we help each other. So I think that's best for us all.
Barrios was in here just a little bit ago before you got here. He says you're the one with the pressure coming up. The pressure's on you. You're the one moving up in weight classes. What do you say, man? He was just in here 45 minutes ago.
It's really no pressure on me. I'm just going out there and do my job. It's another day for me, another day at the job. So hopefully he's ready. I'm definitely ready, and we just get a fan what they want to see, and that's a knockout.
Guys, this is a can't miss pay-per-view. It's going to be unbelievable. The main event. A round of applause for your main event fighter, GERVONTA Tank Davis. Guaranteed to be great. Going on 2 weight classes. Take out the Azteca. Can't miss Showtime pay-per-view.
stage this time for Baltimore. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the three-time two-division world champion, Unification.
Appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you for watching the Countdown Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, well, I'll be back live for the post-fight press conference. So make sure you hit the bell icon so that you get the notification when the post-fight press conference starts. So appreciate you guys all. See you guys. Actually, Lubin and Jason Lazar is about to start. So make sure you buy the pay-per-view. Hopefully you guys are watching it, and thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Yeah.